Mhm. We are. Okay, here we are back on live. We haven't been on for what, 3 weeks?
Yeah,
Is that the last
I
time?
think so.
Yeah. It's because of Gabriella. She doesn't like any of us anymore, and she doesn't want to be part of anything, so
I'm here now.
we'll put the blame on her. But no, seriously, we're going to try to get a couple in each week. A lot of things going on. Before we get into anything, we'll have Gabriella give her state fun facts, like we always start. Then we'll kind of catch up on a few things, and then we will. Linda, you need to get on her about it. You really do. It is her fault, but we'll be catching up on some things, filling you in on some stuff that's going on, and couple minor issues, like some things came up that was wrong that needs to be addressed, and we'll discuss it after Gabriella does her state facts
All right.
on that.
So the first one is Kentucky. It has the largest underground cave in the world, which is 300 miles long. The Mammoth Flint Cave System is what it's called.
I want to go in a cave. We have that one here in Pennsylvania. Well, we actually have a couple.
The turnpike.
No. The Laurel Caverns and Penn Caves. They're both caves. And the one is supposed to be really haunted, not only the cave itself, but the ground around it.
I want to go there.
Yeah, I do too.
All right. The second one is Louisiana.
Louisiana
Has the most crayfish. 98% of the world's crayfish.
That's a lot of crayfish.
That's a lot of crawdaddies.
You like those, don't you? You eat those? I don't. I won't touch them.
They're okay. I don't like when they have their face.
Yeah.
I don't like when their face is staring
What
at
are
me.
you like on Christmas Story where like it's smiling at
No,
you?
it's more like we watched Shark Tales the other day, and if you see the face,
Oh yeah.
it kind of looks like the shrimp that's like, my sister had a baby.
I know that. I love that. I really love that. Java update available.
Yeah, about that.
Do your Java update.
I'm doing it because that's Minecraft, and I haven't played Minecraft in like quite a while.
Hi, Linda. Oh, hi, Linda. Hi, Linda.
Smile at you. No, they got sad faces. They're like looking up at you, and you're about to eat them, and then it's everything that plays in my head. So my sister had a baby.
See, I won't. I just won't eat them, and it definitely if they have a head and a face on them, they ain't going in my mouth. I know.
All right, and the last one is Maine, the most easterly point of the U.S. West Quaddy Head.
Quaddy, yeah.
Quaddy.
Yeah, that's how I say Quaddy.
Quaddy Head.
Quaddy Head.
Quaddy Head.
That's a cool name, Quaddy Head. Next time I get upset with you, I'm going to call you a little Quaddy Head. So you little Quaddy Head, you. Or I'll call the dogs that when they get me mad. You little Quaddy Heads. Jeez.
This is better than most of the things you call them.
I know. You don't believe that, do you, Linda? Linda will defend me to the end. She will. She said she was going to pick on you tonight anyhow, so you better be prepared. So, hey, we'll even get Dylan in here to pick on you.
He always does.
He does. That's what he's supposed to do. Okay, so we're going to... Always. See the head in the back? That's Dylan. Say hi, Dylan. Hi, Dylan.
Very slightly serious.
I know. He's that dark shadow in the back. He's the lurking spirit in the back. Okay, I know there's only Linda on right now. Probably a lot of people don't know we're on, but hopefully more people will realize it and come on. First, we're gonna say kind of tune in tomorrow night because Abby and myself will be on Raw Side Paranormal being interviewed by Laura. She's going to talk to us about the Cambria County Jail and all that good stuff.
King Pee-wee.
Where's King Pee-wee? Kiwi.
Pee-wee.
Kiwi Pee-wee. See? Kiwi Pee-wee. Pee-wee's working. My nose is itchy. Hopefully people will tune in because we've kind of had, I don't even know how to address it. As you know, we are paranormal investigators. We take our job seriously. You ever text her? She wants to know if you want that. Okay. We take our job seriously as investigators. What we are finding disturbing is people coming on and making a video, which that's their prerogative, but then pretending to be somebody else. Like, if you want to look up and admire a group, that's fine. If you even idolize the group, that's fine, but don't turn yourself into them. That's just kind of I think it's disrespectful to the group in a way that you're idolizing. But it's more disrespectful to yourself, I think, because you're taking away who you really are. And hi, Eric. It's taken away who you are and your essence and who you became as a group. And it just rubs me the wrong way when people do that. And then don't call yourself and glamorize yourself when there are other groups that are equal as you are. Like, don't put yourself above other groups. We're all in it for the same alternative, to try to find out that the proof of the beyond exists. So there's just some incidents that just happened recently that we feel need to be addressed, and we don't like the direction that it went into, and some people that we really care about and consider really good friends were pretty much offended by this course of events, as well as ourselves. So if anybody wants more detail, Linda, I can fill you in privately if you want me to. It's just, there's my clock. We just don't like people pretending to be somebody they're not. Just be yourself when you we're lurking spirits. We don't want anybody to copy us. We look up to other groups, but we don't want to copy them. Just be yourself. Gabriella, say something. I knew you were going to say that. Come on, you can't let me be the talker all the time.
I mean, I agree.
Wow, you really went real thorough into that. Oh God, it's like I'm kind of like overwhelmed by how much you went into depth on that.
That's just wonderful.
That wasn't it, Dylan? That was like so thorough, and she was so detailed.
Oh, Lord.
God.
No, but I do agree. It takes away from the things that you're capable of doing and the things that you could create with your own mind, or like the new equipment that you could create. And yeah.
And you're not going to get your name out by pretending to be somebody else. You want to get your name out for who you are, not because you're
Start
copycatting.
noticing,
Yeah.
hey, we watched so and so, and you are doing exactly what so and so is doing. Are you trying to copy from them?
Yeah. Yeah. And we know the one that are trying to, they're copying cat and everything.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, we're not trying to insult them. We're just trying to, because I respect that group, but they were getting carried away, and there's a lot of things too because they went in that direction. They didn't get all the facts. And the other thing that I got to bring up is anybody that wants to do a tour through the Old Stone Jail / Cambria County Jail, you contact us. You do not contact the other wardens that used to work at that building. They are no longer associated in that building any shape or form. You contact us. The information that we give out historic wise, I've done a lot of research. Gabriella's done a lot of research. Our team has done a lot of research. When we tell you something about the building, it's because we not only went in one source, but we went through the book that was written by Darcy and Dave's, well, it was been Dave's son. We go by what we found out in his book on their story of their time in the jail. And then we went and did a lot of research on the history of when the jail was first built. And we went very thorough on it because we got Sandy Conscious Muse's information. We've got other people's information. We cross-referenced what we found with one direction that we went, and we would go to another area and find more information, or we cross-referenced everything and made sure everything we tell anybody when they come in, the accurate of the history of the building. This group that were kind of, I'm going to say calling out somewhat. First of all, they went to some of the the wardens that was there, and the wardens was factual as far as their role in it, but there was a lot of things that they were quoting that was not factual, like the year that the building was built and came in service. Some of the things pertaining to Old Smitty. One of the things that came out was that, well, they didn't say it, but recently in a tour is that Smitty and John Minahan didn't know each other, so he had no reason to shoot and kill Minahan because Smitty was a nobody. That's not true. Smitty was a constable, and he was very well liked in the community, and so was John Minahan, but they were friends. They were friends. But there's like just a lot of misinformation given, and people are going in the wrong direction. Come to us. We're the facilitators of the building. We've done our history, or we wouldn't be doing what we're doing. The other thing that we are going to address today is October went phenomenal. Phenomenal. We just had a Halloween event over there that was, it wasn't all decorated up as far as like a haunted house, but it was set up as a little thrill walkthrough for the kids. Treats was given out. It went over very well. It was really, really a good event. November, we have some things coming up, and one of them is going to be the third week of November, and it's going to be a big surprise. I got to find out if I'm allowed to say anything about what the surprise is yet, but it's something very, very, very cool coming up, and we hope it's the first of many coming up. Let me see what. Okay. So that's kind of in that direction there. What else do I want to talk about? Gabriella's here now more, so we're going to try to get back to at least maybe 2 podcasts a week. We're going to see if we can start getting one podcast where we have a special guest on, and then the other podcast just bullshitting like we're doing now. Because Gabriella is a good bullshitter, especially when she talks about her animals and aliens and big foot with the little feet and the big little foot.
Pretty weird theories too. So I
What theory did I have? Name one.
remember.
Name one. Name one.
I'm thinking.
That's because I name it.
You lie.
I have all the theories.
It's like Papa.
I'm not like Papa. You lie like Papa. Friends don't lie. Uh-oh, here comes the piss.
Hi, Cheryl.
What else do we? Okay, we're going to kind of start off. Linda and Eric seems to be the only one here so far. So I have a evening. We don't know. People need to jump in. Come and see us. Come and see us. Da, 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 da.
That's definitely not going to be.
No, that I know that'll shoo them away. Dylan will say, "Hey,
Here's the boy.
here's the boy." See, Linda wanted to see you. She said she missed you. She said she missed you. Uh-oh.
Notification thing.
Oh, really? I wonder why. Was it put on Real Talk? No.
I have a freaking notification.
Did I? Yeah, I did get a notification. So why
Did you
on
update your YouTube app?
Everything's up to date.
Did you actually go in the Play Store and update it?
It's not 32 apps. I didn't update. Not one of them. I'm getting everybody else's.
Okay, we're gonna try to
YouTube's weird. It just does that.
we still have overnight scheduled and everything and that throughout this month. We even have some clear up through February, but they're sparse right now.
Oh, now you can see them because it got real bright.
Real bright. Yeah, there, yeah. Um, we're gonna try to plan, like I said, having different groups on, different people to interview, throughout the course of the weeks. And Hobby Square, awesome.
Nice to see you.
Yes.
Thank you.
We're going to try to reach out to groups. Any ideas are welcome. We want to try to organize somehow some kind of get-togethers where maybe we can meet at the jail, do different events and stuff and that at the jail, share our stories that we each have, of experiences that we had, and get them over the jail, and it'll be drawing more people towards the interest towards the jail. So any ideas in that of anybody has, any groups, anybody, if you have any ideas what you think that would go well over at the jail. I know bad weather is going to be coming up, so it's going to be hard for especially anybody that has to travel. And we are going to be getting a new roof on the building here soon, or repaired roof. I'm not saying a new roof, but repairs will be done. Because right now that's the biggest issue. I mean, we have,
Why it's so cold.
yeah, we have some heat in the building, but once the holes in the roof gets repaired, I think it'll be actually a little warmer. It's warmer. A little warmer throughout the building itself, because it is pretty cold in there and everybody's getting sick. I just don't feel myself today. I don't know if I'm getting sick. Dylan was really sick yesterday. Something's going around definitely, but anybody has any ideas, please throw them out.
Well, his mom was saying that it's COVID going around.
COVID is going on.
But it only lasts like a cold, like for a few days.
Well, that's good. Well, that's good. Yeah, Pee Wee's here. Be squared. We just had Pee Wee looking and saying hi to everybody. Do we get snow here, Linda? Yes, we get. Although last year was our first winter back here, and I think our biggest snowfall that we got right where we're at last year might have been maybe 6 to 8 inches, if that. When I was growing up here in PA, it was not uncommon for during the course of a week to have 2 to 3 to 4 foot snowfalls a week. Yeah, that's so now they're saying they're predicting another milder winter. I'm hoping so, but I love Pennsylvania for Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, Christmas Day, even Thanksgiving, a beautiful virgin snow. You look out the window and there it is falling down fresh, beautiful. Your Christmas trees lit up. The lights are sparkling all over the fresh snow. It's just breathtaking. Just like our fall foliage right now. Pennsylvania has the most amazing fall foliage. But getting back to, we don't know what the weather's going to be like. We welcome everybody. Pass the word. Anybody that knows people like that met them at Paracons or whatever, like Project Fear, TAPS, Adam, Barry, and Amy Bruni, anybody like that. Tell them, hey, Old Stone Gel is open again. Tell them to contact us. We welcome everybody, and we can give special group rates. We're trying to get the school system back involved in field trips. Those are probably, they don't have to be during the course of the week. You can always do a school trip on a weekend too. I know schools that do that. So we're open to suggestions on a lot of stuff. We want to have workshops over there. We want to have paranormal groups. Maybe they pay a small price and they can come in and they can do a workshop / lecture. They can explain their equipment. They can give tutorials to amateur groups on how to investigate properly, different things like that. So any ideas, suggestions, people, please jump in, contact me, contact Gabriella, contact any member of our group. We're open for all kinds of suggestions. We want to be able to continue something, but more importantly, we want to bring the paranormal community closer together, and especially the groups that aren't as known. We want to bring them together, get their name out so we can make them a little bit more known. I mean, we know everybody's not out for views and likes and stuff like that, but I mean, it doesn't help either. I mean, it doesn't hurt either. I mean, you want your name out. I don't think it's not about the money, but we do want recognized. So we want to all join together and get that word out. So, field trips would be cool. We are, right now, I had a group that I think they want to do an overnight investigation. I think that's what they contacted me about. And they said that they already know a couple school districts that wants to do a field trip there. And I know there is a cyber school that already contacted me that said probably in January or February. So, but yeah, the workshops, I like that idea a lot, be squared. And there is a room in the building right now. It was part of the women's ward. I believe that he wants to get it all fixed up, cleaned up, put heat in there. The windows and everything in that room is real sound, and we can pay a price. I want to do craft shows and stuff in there. It's not paranormal, but just to make use of that room. But get these paranormal groups in here. We can get together. We can work together doing lectures, or like I said, say we've had 27 spirits on our show. Get them in there. We can have their night. They can come in. They can talk about their experiences. They can tell everybody what equipment they use. They can show little snippets of some of their videos, different things like that. The following week, maybe we can have another group. Just to invite so everybody can get their name out, they can get that recognition, and they can show the public just how they investigate. And maybe we can learn something new from each group, something like a lot of times when we did our last investigation in the jail, I got the solo cups and I put them in a pyramid, and I asked the spirits, hey, if anybody's there, please knock over the solo cups. We didn't get that to happen, but hey, it would have been cool if it did. We can also sometimes draw a circle on the floor, put a ball or something in the circle, but mark an X where the ball is sitting at, or the toy, or whatever it may be, and go about doing your investigation. When you come back, see if it moves, see if you caught it on camera, have a camera there. A bell. not the dead bells, but just a regular bell. Put a bell. We had one hanging up on one of the railings in the jail. I said, if there's a spirit here, ding the bell. Do different things like that where it's not going electronic, so that these debunkers out here, they're going to, if something like that happens, how are they supposed to debunk it? I mean, some of them, they probably could say, oh, hey, there's a big gust of wind that went through. Well, if there's no wind going through that part of the building, it's going to be pretty hard to debunk that. And if there's a camera catching something, it's just that we can share different types of information like this when we're at the jail.
Yeah.
Have anything to say? Why not?
Probably too late to plan a haunted jail night for.
So I'm not, you know, be squared. I'm glad that you brought that up, because what we did for the trick or treaters, and it was so cute. They had some, I wouldn't say like animatronics where they were jumping out at you and that, but he had where it was just, you walk through, you come in the door that everybody comes in, you walk through the stone jail part, you went out to the annex, which was the new part, and then you went out to the exit. At the exit was where we handed out the candy. But throughout the way, there was like props. There was some that they were motion sensitive props. So when you went by them, the motion sensors went off, and their eyes lit up, and you know, whatever things that they did, not like that, but you know, you got the gist. So they walked through, nothing really jumped out. We had a couple that like kind of bent over a little bit and that, but it was real cute. The kids loved it. Some of the kids that came through went around 2 or 3 times. They said, hey, we don't care if we get candy again. We just want to go through the jail again. They loved it. The adults as well loved it. People just get a real quick look of what the inside of the jail is. And that way, if they want to make and book a tour now, they can get the whole history, the paranormal part of it. They can get everything. It went over real well. Getting to your comment, maybe try to plan when on Friday is November 1st. That's still considered part of Halloween. I wanted to get from even 6 to 9, keep those same props in there, but have some of the members of our team dress up and like walk through different parts, like either hover in one of the cells and kind of jump out, or like kind of hover and when they least expect it, walk out. Do something like that, like as like a kind of a haunted night event, just to bring in a little revenue for that evening and make it fun for the community. But I don't know. I'm not the one that has the final say on that. We don't want to get to where it becomes one of those haunted houses where it's all like, okay, they turn it into one of those jokes. One night out of the year doing that does not turn a building into a joke. It just makes it exciting for one night out of the year. Then you take all the props down, you put it back, you go back to your normal history and paranormal glory that jail has. So I don't know. I'll try to talk to him tomorrow. Maybe see if we can get that planned yet.
How would you feel about having someone like Kenny Biddle doing an investigation?
He's welcome. He can come in. I mean, I think what bothers me, and we've discussed this before, it's not that I don't like or we don't like Kenny Biddle. We respect him. But the problem is it seems like everything that anybody does, automatically they're saying, oh, we can give you a scientific answer for that. Yeah, they can in their place of business where they're at, but they're not there in the building when you're investigating. So they really can't say, hey, we can give you a logical explanation. Some things, when we investigate, we can give ourselves a logical explanation for why some stuff happened. I mean, that's not rocket science. You can debunk your own stuff. I mean, like, you have something hanging and it moves, but you know that there's a possibility that a gust of wind went through, that you already debunked it. One of the things that bothers me is when we put EMF detectors and that inside the cells. We tested it before and after. The metal bars does not make those equipment go off, and it sure as hell does not make a cow ball go off. But when we went in there, we had machines going off and we had cat balls going off. Now we know cat balls though can go off from echo because we had that in her room, loud noises and echo, the vibration of your voice. But we jumped, we screamed, cat ball did not go off at all. And then when we started asking questions to the cat ball went off. Are we saying it was legitimately paranormal? No, but we can't explain why we did all this stuff to debunk it and nothing happened. Then all of a sudden we started asking questions and this equipment went off. But getting back to Kenny Biddle, yeah, I'd love to have him in, so he'd see what he says. We have no problem with that. Any debunker can come in. Just we don't want the place to be ridiculed and made a joke out of. And, we know that there's stuff that happened there and we can't explain it. Other people that came in had stuff happen. They can't explain it. You just have to experience it yourself. So, we have historical sites in No California Gold Country where's, I'm glad you said that, B Squared, because apparently sometime in the future, the owner wants us to do that. I would imagine, considering that it is an old jail, maybe he wants us, like for Halloween, the event, I had a witch's costume on. The weekend before, I was dressed up as a police officer and Abby was a prisoner. But for the trick-or-treat event, I was dressed up as a witch. Abby stayed a prisoner and Chase used the cop outfit. So I think it would be cool if we dressed up as prisoners, guards, and inmates regularly. And who knows, I could actually even rouse up more of the activity there. But that we do want to eventually do that from what I was told. So, and right now you said that would be more for historical tours. Exactly. We're kind of renaming our tours. We had daylight and we had flashlight, which flashlight we could do all day long. The only reason why we called them flashlight is not because they were done at night, but because they included the dungeon in the basement, which is dark. So that's why we called them flashlight. We switched the name now, and the daylight tours that we call now the historical tours, and the flashlight tours are more the paranormal tours because you're getting the dungeon and the basement and more of the eeriness that comes with the paranormal. We did work hard, B Squared, to get the jail prepared. We worked on, I'll tell you what, though, the owner, he has been going in there, putting a lot of hours in it himself, and that place is starting to look phenomenal. I mean, he has done so much work that is amazing in that jail right now. Gabriella was a nurse, what would you call yourself? A ghost nurse?
I was supposed to be like a spirit nurse, but I decided just to be like a regular one.
So she was like a nurse the other night. Of course, she would have had to be making Dylan feel better because Dylan got sick. So, or else she injected him with something else, and that's what made him sick. So we don't know the whole story behind that yet.
Yeah, that's why I was a nurse.
Linda, you said you're working hard to keep it real. We really are. Like, we have no tolerance for fakery, and that kind of gets back to the subject at hand before. We're feeling, we have no proof, we're feeling that there was a lot of BS going on in one particular, I don't want to say too much because I don't want to bash anybody because we liked everybody so far that's come in and investigated, but we just have suspicion of some fakery recently. Let's just put it that way, and we're just going to drop it there.
Hey, Douglas is here, Lisa.
Hi, Douglas. Welcome back. Welcome back, Douglas.
She was a flirty nurse.
Well, she's always a flirty nurse. She probably. I'm going to stop there before I get myself in trouble with my daughter. See, Dylan's even laughing, so I think he knew what direction I was going to go in with that. So, um, yeah. Hi, Douglas. It's nice to see you back. You all probably have to rewind some of what we were talking about. Thank you, B Square 2, for great ideas. Again, anybody has anything that they feel that would be a big bonus for the gel or that could attract people. And anybody, again, if you know some of I'm trying to reach out to a lot. Um, again, I can't say too many. That's one of the surprises. Reaching out to people, try to draw them in. And if it's workshops or lectures or anything like that. Now, I know it's kind of hard. I want to get these things planned so that we can go straight through the winter if at all possible, even though we don't know what the weather's going to be like. But there is going to be a period of time for, he said, maybe 2-3 weeks that we might have to close down while they're fixing the roof. But I don't know the time period on that yet. So it's kind of like, I wish I had dates and times because I don't want to tell people, okay, let's meet on this date and start the workshop or start a lecture. Because right now, even we don't need that room upstairs. I can have people come in. I can have 27 spirits. I'm calling out to you. Dark Hollow, I'm calling out to you. Parasolo, I'm calling out to you. Three Souls, you were there. I'm calling out to you. Any of you groups that have been there, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to miss anybody, but any of you groups that have already toured in there, investigated in there, please reach out to us, come in. We can use one in the warden's areas as our workshop slash lecture shop temporarily because there is heat in those 2 rooms right now. So, we wouldn't charge you the regular price that an investigation would be an overnight, but we would have, you bring some of your stuff in, you want to sell something like Dark Hollow, you make equipment. You have like a little shop, which we still have to have you back on Lurking Spirits. I want to buy a couple pieces of your equipment. I need a tripwire like you wouldn't believe. I want a tripwire really badly. You could come over. You can advertise or sell some of your equipment over there. We're all for that because where it's not all about just us and the gel, it's all about you also. So we want to make this. We're trying to join in with a lot of the other groups and make the para unity real. We don't want to leave anybody out. So, what?
Linda.
Hi, Gabby, up front of the jail. Dylan would probably like that. Ty Gabriella up front. Dylan's got handcuffs, so she doesn't need to be tied.
Oh. You're mean.
I'll build proton packs. Probably not the equipment you mean. No, I don't think that's kind of the equipment we're talking about, Douglas, but
You make one of
that
those.
would be pretty cool anyhow. I'd love to see one of those. So
I'll wear that.
Dylan said if you make one, he'll wear it. So a lot of people might still be a little bit confused on Lurking Spirits yet too. I know we're gonna be on Raw Side Paranormal tomorrow night. Abby and myself. I'm sure Gabriella wanted to join in or something. I don't think she would care.
I might.
But we're going to be on there interviewing tomorrow. We are a family-oriented group. Of course, Real Talk with Diane and Gabriella. Gabriella, of course, is my daughter. We originally started it just to bullshit about everything. It kind of turned into more towards the paranormal side only because we got that great opportunity being facilitators for the Cambria County Jail. So it's kind of benefiting both ways. But our Lurking Spirits group consists of my son-in-law, Chase Oakes, and Abby, my daughter, which is She's married to Chase. And then there's Gabriella, of course. And then there's my son, Eric, that's in the room that's on here by the name of Tedrick. And then we have Dylan, Gabriella's boyfriend, which will probably be part of the Westy family sometime in the future here. He's actually the security guard at the jail. So it is a family-oriented thing. You poor thing, you.
Don't make me blush.
He's a good guy. I'm sure you guys have met him over at the jail. He's a good guy. She got it. She got a good one. We were a little worried there for a while, but she got herself a good one. But yeah, so it is very family oriented. A lot of people ask, how does that go over? You know, considering that you're family oriented. It works out real well. I mean, sometimes we have little differences between us, but when we're doing our investigations or we're part of the jail itself, we do not let anything personal affect any of us. We do it as a good, united team, and we do like promoting other teams too. So just kind of a little intro and update on who we are and how we came about. So what time is tomorrow's Raw interview? B Squared Raw Side's interview with us will be tomorrow at 7:00. So, and Douglas, thank you so much. We can start showing some of his.
That I know Tennessee Race Chasers was trying to capture series interesting experiments, but I don't know about really catching one.
You know, it's funny that you brought up I love those boys, to be honest with you, Douglas. I used to watch them avidly, and then they kind of, I think some of the channels that they were on in our area, they took the channels off and we weren't able to watch them. But I love the Tennessee Wraith Chasers because the youngest one, I think his name was Brendan, the youngest boy. He used to make these props and these gadgets up that was amazing. And he made this Faraday cage on one episode where it was like all kinds of mirrors. And they caught an eye in the mirror on camera looking back at them. I mean, some of the stuff they caught, they had a cigarette that they put down. They lit up a cigarette and they put it down, and they told the spirit, hey, if you're here, here's a cigarette for you. And it looked like something drawing, like when you're drawing on, which I don't smoke, but when you're drawing to take a puff on a cigarette, it looked like something was doing that. So it's like amazing. 4 p.m. PST, thanks. Yeah. All I know is 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I know time zones and everything in that, but I'm not familiar an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours exactly what the time frame is. But yeah, if I would imagine that that's what your time frame would be. But yep, 7:00 for tomorrow, and it's supposed to be me and Abby, but I'm sure, because I think I kind of have the feeling that she thinks Lurking Spirits is me and Gabriella for some reason, because just the way she mentioned it tonight. But we'll get that all cleared up tomorrow, because she said mother and daughter, which Abby and I are mother and daughter yet. So
you guys have been doing,
and we have been the interviews. So yeah, but whatever, we'll get it. But that's what it's going to be. So I don't know if she's going to have anybody. I'm sure she usually has a good turnout on there. Yeah, we're looking forward to it. I'm reaching out to some people. We are going to have coming up here on mine and Abby. I believe it'll be me and Abby, unless Chase or Eric or Gabriella wants to be on. We're going to have Parasolo on coming up here very soon. Also coming up after the beginning of the month, I will be interviewed, and I'm not sure which one of the kids wants to be with me, but I'm going to be on For the Boo podcast, and they're going to be asking a lot of questions about the Cambria County Jail, because they're very curious. They did a super fantastic podcast on the jail. And I told them that I really loved the job that they did, and they invited me on the show. So,
Of course. I was wondering if you could make a Faraday cage out of the jail cell and how an EMF meter would be inside of it.
we kind of did do that, B Squared, because what we did is, I'm not sure if you remember, but here recently there was, and it really hurt my feelings and it pissed me off and it pissed all of us off. But there was 3 people, I guess, contacted Angelina after seeing a little short snippet video that Chase put out and said real evidence, which he didn't mean anything by it. We just, I don't even want to get back to that. But anyhow, they contacted Angelina instead of us, and they said it was all fake and blah, blah, blah. And that was when Angelina was just first admitted to the hospital. She was just in the hospital. She was going through some really severely bad medical issues. And the whole thing was that Chase had the before and he had the after, but he had the REM pod in the center of the Smitty cell, and he had 2 cat balls, and he had EMF. We went through that whole jail with EMF, and even with electricity in the building, that EMF detector did not go off anywhere, even when we laid it right up next to the iron rods. So there's people out there saying that the iron rods will set the EMF detector off. No, it won't. We already proved that wrong over and over and over and over again. But anyhow, he had them in there, nothing happened. Chase and Abby started asking questions, and right to the cue when they were asking questions, the REM pot went off and even the cat balls went off. Well, he happened to just post that snippet instead of doing the before and doing after, and the debunkers came and tried to call him out on it, so he removed the video. We went in and we kind of turned it into a Faraday cage, because we literally, after that, were there, okay, we're going to prove it again. So we went in there, we did everything before. We go in, nothing went off. We put the equipment in there. We actually closed the cell door behind us. We jumped, we yelled, we screamed. None of the equipment went off. It was dead. On cue, Chase started asking questions, and the equipment started going off. As soon as he stopped asking questions, the equipment stopped going off. And we kind of had it like a big Faraday cage. And so I don't know. It's just, people are going to believe what they want unless you're there with the person. I'm never one that can say, oh, you're so full of shit. I mean, it's easy for me looking in to say that, but I'm not there with the people. I can't say, hey, they didn't catch anything. Yeah, they could be shitting and bullshitting about it, but at the same time, it could be 100% legitimate. Who am I to say that they faked it or it's real? I'm not one to say that. I can recreate the same thing in my own house. Yeah, that's easy to do, but that's not proving anything. I'm not there. That place is a different place than my home. So, bye, Douglas. Get back to work before you get in trouble. You shouldn't have taken that Chase's down. Be squared. We kind of thought about it. Like I told him initially, I said, just don't remove it, but just take away real evidence caught and just re-put it back up. But he was so hurt by it because he had the video before and after. And really, you shouldn't have to prove that, because we're not out to prove the debunkers right or to prove the debunkers wrong. We're just out there to try to find if paranormal exists. We're not, I think most investigators, they're out there because they have that passion and that love for the field, and they're really trying to be possibly the first group that can prove that exists. And the debunkers are kind of ruining it for everybody, because no matter how good your evidence is, I mean, right now, that fantastic clip that Michael and Ashley Stilson had, that apparition, I know there's people questioning that apparition, but they investigated that night, it was like the next day, she hurried up and sent me that video. She sent me the before, the darker one, and the one that they lightened up. She showed me that almost immediately. So to say that they faked it or that it's not real, it makes me angry because I believe that they caught something in that jail, and it does look like a guard staring up. You can see the head, you can see the shoulders, and you can even do it if you look real close at the before video, the one that's darker, picture. You can see even the apparition on the darker picture, but they enhanced it so you could see it better. Why? Just, they caught something. They caught something. Leave them be. But there's always going to be people out there that's going to be questioning it. So be it. The jail would be a great place to develop equipment. It would be. The jail is. What's he doing?
It's like he stuck his head in that entire bag.
Anyway, my candy's in that bag. Is that what you smell? Or no, his treats aren't in there. But yeah, the jail is a fascinating place. And so far, every single person that has investigated in there left very, very happy. And I don't think not one of them, I think every single one that was in there said they was going to come back. They were going to book again. So, I don't know. Pee-wee, put your butt. Now, nobody wants to see what's behind your butt. That's what made me wonder, because if the cell can function as a Faraday cage, then the EMF is coming from inside it, not outside signals. And that's what we did. When we set the EMF in there and the REM pod and cat balls, we jumped, we screamed, we clapped, we did everything we could to try to set anything off. Oh, that is cute. But nothing went off. But until he started asking questions, then it started going off. So, be squared. Be squared as people can choose to believe it or not believe, but got to be reasonable. I agree. That's there's videos that I've watched that I've questioned. Like I said, the one in particular that I'm not saying they faked things, but I'm going to call it possible. But I wasn't there with them when they were investigating, so I can't be. But I do know that I can debunk some of the sounds. The one sound that I can definitely debunk was Gabriella had to go to the bathroom and use the porta potty that night. And I recognized the sound on their video. That was the door going to the porta potty that was opening and closing. Another one was they said we can hear people talking. Yeah, they did hear people talking, because where they said they heard it at was right across the street is the Castle Pub Bar. And they are very loud over there. And that section of the jail is where the roof is bad. And any even little sound coming from that bar amplifies on that section of the jail. So I know that that's what they heard, because you could tell that they were barroom people. Some of the other things I can't say. If possibly they thought. Pee-wee behave. But
You're being stupid.
it's just it's the whole thing that right from the top that we were talking about, that unless you're there, you can't really say anything, and you have to be reasonable. You go when you're going to debunk your own stuff. People are going to question no matter what you do anyhow. So it's just, if you're going to be a good paranormal investigator, you yourself should be the debunker, not wait for debunkers to debunk it. And don't fake. It serves no purpose. Somebody's going to find out if you fake. I know our team, if any one of us finds out that one of us faked something just for views, we're going to call it out. We're going to say something, and they're going to be warned, keep it up, and you're not going to be able to be investigating, family or not. But we haven't had that. We haven't had any reason to suspect anybody on our team for faking anything. But we do debunk as we go, but we don't like it when people say, hey, it's the bars and the gel that made it go off, or this made it go off. No, no. Don't you think that we tested that first to make sure that that wasn't the case before we said, hey, we have no explanation for this? I mean, we're not stupid. You're going to test things before you make a comment. It doesn't make yourself look good. It makes yourself look like an idiot if you don't test that stuff before. So, but whatever, like again, did I get two jackets the same now that I'm looking at it? Because I got that jacket that was bought over there, and that one over there looks almost exactly the same.
It's like Indian. That one's
No. My other one. That one there, the fuzzy one, the green one. And then I got a green one over there that's fuzzy that I just bought. I think I might have bought the same jacket twice. So I'm sorry, guys. I kind of went off. If some,
have one.
yeah. If someone fakes it in the jail, what is your opinion? I'll call them out. I'll be honest with you. I'll call them out if I see them faking it, or I know for sure. And I think the biggest thing is it makes them look bad, but I don't want them making a mockery out of the jail either, faking stuff just to attract. Yeah, I want people to come to the jail. I want people to investigate, but I want them to investigate so they can have or have no experience. I mean, not every time that somebody comes in, they're going to experience something. I might have 10 groups in a row that comes in and they all may leave saying, hey, we loved the jail. We had a great time, but we didn't catch anything. Okay, that can happen. But then I could have the next 10 groups all back to back coming in and saying, oh my gosh, the activity was so intense that night that we didn't even want to leave when we left because just things kept on happening. That's just how paranormal works. It's not, you can't just click it on and click it off. You don't know when it's going to happen. But if somebody comes in and fakes it just to get views or for their channel, I will call them out on it. I don't want the jail being made into a mockery just for views. I don't. It takes away from the historic part of the jail, and we don't want that. We do not want the jail to be made into a mockery. So, to each their own, but I will call out just like the thing that I was talking about earlier. Some of the comments that was made hurt some of the people that came in and investigated in the jail. And they contacted me and said, hey, we're not happy about this comment. And I said, believe me, I already touched base on it. I was not happy about the comment made either. It wasn't negative towards the jail. It wasn't anything that way, but it was just, I think, a little bit of ego and arrogance. And I'm stopping there because, like I said, I don't want to bash anybody that came in, because every single person that has come in the jail so far, we have liked. There's a couple that we think that they carried things a little bit too far, and we called them on it, but as being respectful to us, we can't say anybody has come in the jail yet and has been disrespectful to us, because everybody that's come in has left good remarks and thanked us and appreciated us for having the opportunity to come in. So, how your equipment behaves in different environments. It's true. And that's just it, B Squared. We do. We've been to so many different places outside. We know, of course, if you're outside, if you're using a REM pod, if you have the heat sensor on, that red button is going to go off to change in the temperature, wind, different things like that. But we also know if, there's animals out there, there's birds that fly through, bats, different things could set it off. So you do know how to react. You know how your equipment is going to respond in different scenarios. And we've been all through that jail. I mean, we're the facilitators. We know that jail inside out. we know each area where if there is going to be something that will set off the equipment, we know exactly where the spots are. And we will call it, well, hey, that was probably just a breeze came through that broken window that's above, or like for instance, the part of the jail where I said you can hear the people from the bar. We hear voices. Oh, well, we can't say it's paranormal because it's partly voices coming from the bar. Some of the part on the fourth tier in the annex, there's still big paint chips that's still falling. It could be paint chips. It could even be some of the ceiling up on the fourth tier. So we're not going to call every sound out of a drop, something dropping, paranormal, because it could be paint chips or pieces of ceiling or something like that. But we know what parts that if something happens, we can automatically put a big question mark and say, hey, it's probably that. But we also know the parts that there's no airflow going through. There's nothing that could interfere with it. So if some of our equipment goes off, we know that it's something we can't explain. How's it going finding a place for lurking spirits to investigate away from the jail, Linda? There's a couple places we have, Linda. Right now, I'm going to say we might try to do something on Sunday, whether it's at the jail again, or Chase was talking about possible a cemetery. We are looking at the Pennsylvania Turnpike. There's a tunnel there at the Turnpike. We have an opportunity to do a limited hour at a theater. Just need to come up with money between us to do it. And we're probably going to have a big opportunity coming up because he said he's probably going to have to close the building for 2 to 3 weeks because of that roof. That's when we'll seize the opportunity. So when we know for sure what those weeks are that we will be closed, believe me, we'll be setting up something, even if we try to get back into the Johnston house over in Ligonier, because we had a really good investigation there. But we will be setting something. So we are working on it right now. So just stay tuned. We're hoping that we can get something here going real soon, maybe even if it's another jail one, because our live that we did at the jail that first night that we were there did not cover the basement or the dungeon. So even if we go and just do a regular investigation or do a live, but cover the basement and the dungeon first, we should have something coming up here very soon. So just we're getting excited because we love the jail a lot, but we need that we need to go somewhere else. It's in our blood. We're kind of getting the shakes because we want something else. So, anything else you have, Linda? Or anybody else on here have any questions? Linda, you had some good questions tonight. Douglas had some good comments. Be squared. You're awesome as usual with your questions and comments. I was going to play to change out of the paranormal for Abby. Yeah, you're right, Linda. Linda has Abby had a bad time last jail video. Something, I don't know if we can call it an attachment or what, but every time Abby goes down, especially in the basement now, I don't want to tell the whole history of but there was a bad incident that happened down in the basement, which is the cafeteria. It was the cafeteria. We can all go down there. We kind of feel the eeriness and that. And there was a group that came in there and they did catch an apparition in the one room down there. That was the dry goods storage room. But Abby goes down, and especially if she's down there by herself and she tries to videotape it, it always goes pixelated, and it's like there's something down there that I don't like using the word attached, but it wants her attention. I'll put it that way. And the only thing that I can think of, and I told her, is according to Darcy and his brother, one of the most gruesome incidences that they had ever witnessed took place down in that cafeteria, and it involved a young guy. And I told her, because she's young, she is a very pretty girl, that maybe this guy is reaching out to her, that he wants to tell her his story. He wants to tell her what happened, or he just feels drawn to her. I kind of have the feeling that it could be that direction. I don't know, but you're right, Linda. Every time she goes down there, she gets uneasy. She tries filming. Her video gets pixelated, and whatever it is, it likes her being there. It wants her being there. So it's like living in a house for a long time. You know where the floor squeaks, and exactly, be squared. And that's how we are with the gel. We know that gel inside out. So, like, we know what areas, if somebody is going to be bullshitting and saying something happened, we know if we can call if it's fake or not, because we can pretty much tell you every part of that building where, if you're going to get any activity, where you're going to hear it at. Like in the old stone jail part, on the very top level that was actually added on, which has the women's ward and the work release ward. And that's the part that connects to the catwalk that goes to the annex. That top level up there, it has the steel rods and that going around the flooring, but there's also wood over top the flooring. So when you're walking over it, you can hear creaking. So, and there has to be weight on it in order to do that creaking. So if we're down doing a tour and we're hearing creaking and something on that floor, we know something's up there, because it takes so much weight in order to make that floor creak when it's being walked across. So, and there's nothing else that can make the creak on it, not the building settling or anything like that, because we know those sounds too, and it's not the same sound of creaking from a footstep. So, and a lot of the tour groups have heard the footsteps on that level. So, yeah, we know every spot in there. We can tell you everywhere people had incidences, and we can verify with our own experiences. We can tell you if there's any air holes anywhere coming in that could cause something to go off. Yeah, we definitely know that gel inside out. So, I was going to do a little fun thing, especially with you, Gabriella, tonight, or you guys can do it too. I saw this on, and I'm laughing because I'm old, but I love when they put these things on there, because they say just a test of how old you are. And I don't know why they do that, because some of these things I know you'll recognize. Okay, this is take the older than dirt quiz. Do you remember? Okay, number one was blackjack chewing gum and tea-berry chewing gum.
I remember blackjack chewing gum, not tea berry though.
I gave you tea-berry a couple years back. You probably don't remember. It does have a very unique taste.
The one
It's
that
the-
doesn't last very
Yeah,
long,
it's
the
just
last
like a,
few
no,
seconds.
that's Fruit Stripes. Tea-berry is the one that was pink, it was in a pinkish colored.
Is it
Remember,
like a thin one, or is it a thick one?
no, it's like a regular stick of gum. Like the Wrigley's gum and that, like the blackjack gum, those sticks like that.
Yeah.
It's the same stick like that, but it's like in a pinkish type wrapper. Remember I told you my dad used to go by the railroad tracks, and up on the bank when he'd always come back with a bag of tea berries, and I said that's what the gum was.
That's right.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah. So, but I know blackjack. Okay, they said you're older than dirt if you remember blackjack. Does people remember blackjack? I do. Dylan, do you know blackjack or tea-berry gum?
Yeah.
Both of them?
Yeah.
So see, they're not older than dirt. She's 22, he's 23. That's not older than dirt. Now me, that's a different story. I remember. Here's another one you guys are going to laugh about. Wax Coke shaped bottles with colored sugar water. You know those little wax bottles that has the little We can still buy those. We had them over at the Dollar Tree. Remember, I brought them home from Dollar Tree.
Yeah, they're called like little nips.
Yeah, little nips. That's what I think they're called, little nips or something. You remember those too, right?
Me and my
Yep.
brother's favorite.
Yep.
Those are
Yep.
good.
Yeah. Candy cigarettes.
I remember those. Because we would always go, we'd go at school and it would be Halloween and we'd be like, oh, look,
Yeah.
a cigarette.
Why are they saying older than dirt? They still make those things. You can still buy them. Soda pop machines that dispense glass bottles. Now, I don't know if that is older.
Yeah, I don't think they had that around when we were born.
I don't know when they stopped that. Now, I remember them because I used to cheat on it. I remember because it only cost like a dime. It was cheap. And what you did is, I know, you put your dime in, and what the secret was, when you opened up the door, you're supposed to only grab one bottle out. If you timed it right, you could grab 2 bottles out at one time. And we knew how to do it every time, so we'd get 2 bottles.
Can you believe
Bad diet. I did not say that. I did not do stuff like that. Dylan's going to arrest me. I did something bad. Yeah, but I remember.
Forcing bad behavior?
I am. I'm sorry. I sorry for what I do. You don't remember either gum B squared? Is it an East Coast thing? I don't think it's just an East Coast thing. I think that was pretty much
I think that was everywhere.
everywhere. Yeah, because I think it was a United States thing. I don't think it was just East Coast. I'll have to research on that and let you know. B squared. Okay, the other one is coffee shops or diners with tableside jukeboxes.
Yep.
You remember those?
Wait, what was it?
It's like a little coffee shop or diner, but they had the little jukeboxes right on each of the tables. Yeah. Matter of fact, I think Ligonier, that's what they're turning their diner into, that, like that in the thing. But yeah, I remember that too. It's too good. Oh my God. Well, see, the blackjack, I did not like the blackjack gum whatsoever. I thought it was disgusting because I don't like black licorice, and blackjack tastes like black licorice.
I
Yeah.
remember that
Yeah.
gum because it tastes like black licorice.
Now, tea berry, I love tea berry gum. I don't like it as much now as what I did when I was younger, but I think it's because my dad used to always go and pick me fresh tea berries, and I like the gum. Okay, let's see what's next. Home milk delivery in glass bottles with cardboard stoppers.
Nope, never had that.
I never had it delivered, but my cousin had it delivered, but it wasn't with cardboard stoppers. It was just put in, it was like a metal container with a lid, and they put the milk in there, which was.
Remember it, but it wasn't like, I don't think they did it around.
They still do it now, but only like around the farms. Am I wrong?
No, wild horses.
They still do it?
It's a house that the guy was dropping off.
Okay, so they still do it. That is cool. That is cool. Mm. And milk tastes so good out of a glass. I'll tell you, anything out of a glass jar to me tastes a lot better.
Agreed.
I think it just tastes a lot better. The other one's party lines on the telephone. Well, you guys didn't even have a telephone. Well, you guys was little when we still had hand phone. Yeah, the landline. But the party line, it was just ending when I first got married to Eric's dad, to my ex. When we first got our phone hooked up, we didn't know it, but they hooked us to a party line. So they're talking to somebody, and somebody else comes in. We're like, they're listening to, they're talking, they're hearing our conversation.
Like a group chat?
Yeah, it's like a group. Yeah, it's like if you do a group chat on your cell phone, it's 2 or 3 people could be on that same line.
That's weird.
And I hated it. And it ended. Thank God, though. The party lines went away real quick. Thank God, because I hated it.
Well, I remember that because when we were growing up, we would listen to, or either you or us would listen to conversations on the phone that the other person was talking on. Like, I don't remember. I think Abby called up one of her friends the one day, and I picked up the phone and I was listening to their conversation, and then they were starting to talk shit on me. So I talked back through it. It's like, pick up the phone.
I'm Googling, didn't expect tea berry gum to be wintergreen. Tea berry gum is not wintergreen. So I don't know where you Googled that, but that's not wintergreen and
Teaberry.
tea berry is two different things. Because my dad always go, tea berry gum is actually, it's a little berry. It's a little pink berry that,
I'm curious.
yeah, my dad always, I loved it because my dad, when they would go picking, like blackberries and that, and up along the bankment, there would be their little round pink berries. Type in tea berry and see, because it shouldn't say wintergreen because it's not winter.
That's it right there.
You know, but type in tea berry and see what it says a tea berry is.
Good
Into
Lord,
picture
woman.
is what I'm telling you, you goober. See, right there's a tea berry. That's what they look like.
Yeah,
But it shouldn't be
but it says American
it
wintergreen.
shouldn't be wintergreen though.
Okay, so that's what it's called. So it's called the Eastern tea berry, the checkerberry, the boxberry, or the American wintergreen.
That's
That's not
weird.
the flavor of it. That's not what it
It's
tastes
just
like.
called
That's
the
just what it's
wintergreen.
called.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say because it's not wintergreen, it's called the American wintergreen. So your Google search is correct. And but it's not that flavor. If you're not familiar with tea berry, I'm not even sure if I can explain what it even tastes like.
I'm gonna try elderberry because I heard that tastes good.
Yeah, it's an acquired taste.
Is it like sweet? sour?
Yeah, you're right. It isn't. What would you call it? Kind of. It's not tart. It could be. It can be. Like bitter, huh? Yeah, it's kind of like bitter. Yeah, it does. It is a very unique. They make wine out of it.
Oh,
Elderberry
like
wine,
beer.
elderberry pie.
Wine that I freaking
So-
bought. That's so
Mm.
nasty.
Yeah, a lot of the older people did like listening to the party line, Linda. It was um winter. What's wintergreen? Wintergreen is like a real minty. It's a real bitey mint flavor. Matter of fact, my favorite gum and my favorite Tic Tacs are wintergreen. It's close to spearmint, but it has a little bit more of a bite to it. Oh, my favorite lifesaver. If you want the best lifesavers, get wintergreen lifesavers. They're white. They're the white.
Why you like the spearmint?
I love the spearmint, but I love wintergreen lifesavers.
But the gum, I thought winter
My favorite.
white one that's like way too spicy. You don't like it.
No. I love
that's-
wintergreen. No, that's polar ice that your dad gets. Your dad's is polar ice. I don't like that kind. It's too pepperminty or something. Okay, the next one is newsreels before the movie. Does everybody remember when they showed newsreels before they showed the movie? It is kind of like, you're right.
Oh, it's called winter fresh. That's what I was
Yeah,
thinking of.
yeah,
You like the spearmint.
yeah. But I like winter green. The winter green's even better than spearmint because it's a little bit stronger of a spearmint taste.
They don't have winter green.
They have wintergreen lifesavers and wintergreen Tic Tacs. I used to pick blackberries. I'm told elderberry are similar but more complex.
Oh, green.
Yeah. I wouldn't compare an elderberry to a blackberry.
Blackberries are good.
Blackberries are really good and they're very juicy. Elderberries are small berries and they're on a pod. They grow on like a bush, and they do have it's an acquired taste. They are kind of like have like a bitterness and like there is an aftertaste to it. So they do make those Christmas books be squared with the different flavor rolls in them. I used to always, every Christmas, I bought this for my kids when they were growing up. They still make them. You can actually get them and I think pretty much anywhere because I know they still sold them up at Big Lots. They sold them in Walmart. Dollar Tree sold them, but they still make them. I like butterscotch lifesavers too. Um, Newsreels before the movies. They used to always have the little news thing before they showed the movie. They don't do that. That was just on regular local channel TV. Um, PF Flyers. I don't know what a PF Flyer is. Eric, do you know what a PF Flyer is?
It sounds familiar to me too.
Does anybody know what a PF Flyer is? I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's a shoe. It's a sneaker.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, I remember everybody wearing those, but I didn't know that's what they were called.
I remember those. Those were
Yeah,
popular even in the 2000s.
yeah. I didn't know that's what those were called. Bushwhacks. I think, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I think Bushwhacks. Is that the stuff? No. I don't know. If that's the stuff that the men put in their hair, if they use that on shoes. I don't, what is that? Bushwhack.
I think it's a shoe shiner. Nope, it's a hairdressing thing. Textured hair.
Okay, so that's what that. Okay, I thought maybe that's what it was because when you watched what's that? Eric, what's the name of that show with the sirens and that the with the hillbillies and everything? Wherefore art thou, or what's it? What is that called? Oh yeah, oh brother, where art thou? Yeah, remember the guy on there that had the can with the wax that he kept on slicking his hair with?
Yeah, Dapper Dan.
Yeah, Dapper Dan.
Yeah.
He's the one that was Bushwhacks. That's what that was. I wasn't sure, but that's what it was Bushwhacks. Yeah, that's right. It was George Clooney. You're right. We haven't seen that movie in a long time. That's why
I watched it when we first met. People wanted me to watch it. I was like, okay.
TV test patterns that came up on the night after the last show were there until all TV shows started again in the morning. It was like on Poltergeist. You know how like they were watching a movie and all of a sudden the national anthem came on and then that test screen came in that and then it all just went like static until
Different colors.
well the TV there's a couple there's this test pattern that would happen after all the shows like because shows would end like 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night and then it would have the national anthem and then it would have that test pattern and then it would go to like all staticky. But they also had 2 test patterns that when you could be watching a movie, got something in my freaking eye again. You could be watching a movie and all of a sudden it'll say this is a test from National Weather Service or National Broadcasting System or something like that. And they had this thing come up and then there was a real big loud like siren, yeah, beep thing, yeah. I got something in my eye, it's driving me crazy.
We gotta do that. Just over that out all night.
So,
Every week.
yeah. Okay, number 12 was pea shooters. People still do pea shooters now, don't they?
Mm-mm.
It's kind of like the straws where you put the
I
water.
know what it is,
Yeah.
but they
Yeah.
don't do it now.
Okay, now I don't know if you guys know, but I definitely, because my brother has one. Howdy Doody.
I don't know what that is.
It's like a puppet. It's a doll. It's almost like a marionette. Like it's a puppet. Howdy Doody. My brother George has an original one. That thing's probably worth money like you wouldn't believe. 45 RPM records. Vinyl records. They came in the big ones, which was, I think, 78. And then the 45s was the little round ones like that. The 78 would fit right on the record player because there was only a little tiny hole and you put it right on the record player. The 45, so it was only about this big, but there was a hole in the center like that, and you had to put a little adapter in it so you could put them on to play them on the record player.
I didn't know about that. I knew about records.
Yep. 45 and 78.
I thought they were all the same size.
Mhm. I actually think, or was it 33? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it wasn't 78. It might have been 33. I don't remember what the big one was, 33 or 78.
More research.
Oh, yeah, do more research. It was either, it might have been 33. The 12-inch. Yeah, but what were they called? Oh, which record is bigger, 33 or 78?
78 hold about 5 minutes of music, while 33s hold up to approximately 20 minutes.
Okay, so then there was all three of them, 45, 33, and 78. Okay, whatever. 45, yeah. That's the one. I remember I always wanted my own record player when I was growing up. So my mom and them went to, there was a department store called GT Grants. It was special here in Johnstown, PA. And she come back and surprised me for Christmas. It was about this big, and it had a lid on it, and it played the records. It was a portable. You just put batteries in. You could use batteries or you could plug it in. And oh, I use that thing all the time. I love that.
So a 33 is like longer music than a 78.
So it must have been 45, 78, and then 33s was then like that big around.
Yeah, because it says that the 78s hold up to about 5 minutes of music, while the 33s hold up to approximately 20 minutes.
Yeah, so that would have been the 78 were the big ones. S&H green stamps. I mean, I know you guys don't know those. You don't remember, Dale? You wouldn't remember those? I think some places still give those out. S&H green stamps, like it used to be like A&P Market, I think. You'd go there, and every time you bought groceries, they'd give you so many green stamps, and you'd have this booklet.
Actually, I think I do remember these because you had a bunch of these
Yeah.
in your door at one point.
Those were my mom's. Yeah, you used to go to the grocery store, and they'd give you those. Once you got that book filled, you got free stuff.
Yeah, I remember you had some loose ones of those in one of your doors.
Yep. S&H green
When we were
stamps.
growing up.
High fives. Or not high fives. High fives.
Sounds familiar.
Those are stereos. Those are, I believe, there was stereos. Yeah. They play records and other stereos. Yep, they play high fives played stereos. I remember S&H, also gas. You're right. I'll be squared. I forgot about that. The gas stations used to give them out a lot too. And you would get different things. And yeah, and you could get toys, you could get appliances. You got a lot of stuff. Like once you filled that book up, you could turn it in, you get a lot of stuff. That's the same as Pepsi. At one time, my mom, she lucked out on a lot. Pepsi at one time, when they had their glass bottles, usually you take your glass bottles back, you get a deposit from them. You get money back by returning them. But at one time, they had this contest going that when you took the lid off, underneath the lid, there'd be either a free case of soda or $5 cash, whatever. My mom won money on that thing several times. She would always pull the lid off. Oh, we got another winner. Like even if it was just $5, $20, whatever, she'd win money on that freaking thing all the time. I don't remember how long that contest went, but she did win money on that all the time. And the last one on this list was metal ice trays with lever. Do you remember the metal? I know I had one when you guys were small.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
metal.
pull a lever and it goes down.
You pull the lever up and it loosens up the ice cubes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Goes down.
And which now they have the plastic ones. You put plastic and then you just, they were, I mean, they worked. So, but that was it for those. That was it for those.
Turn up the volume.
I'll watch it.
You have to turn up the
Yeah, I will. I'll turn it up. I'll wait because when. Yeah, I think pretty much. I mean, so a lot on that list. That's what I was saying. A lot on that list is you're old when. I don't know why they say that because, or you're older than dirt when. That's bull. Where can I gotta get rid of that one. Delete
Yeah,
it.
I don't know why. The things that they're like, oh, only 1980s kids will remember these. We grew up with
Yeah, I know.
out from 2000s.
Yeah, that's bull. That is bull crappa.
2002, baby.
Okay, it's been a while since we've been on here now. We've had a long night. We've got our devoted followers be squared. I love the fact that you showed up again. I thank you, thank you, thank you. Linda, we know that you're going to show up all the time, so we thank you, thank you, thank you. Pee Wee showed up this time, even though he's sleeping. Dylan showed up this time. We will probably not, so no, tune in tomorrow because we're going to be on Raw Side Paranormal. We'll be talking about the gel. And then Gabrielle and I will try to get another one in on Thursday. Maybe if we can luck out, maybe we can find somebody that'd be willing to be a guest on our show here. Because we'll be,
I don't know who we could even interview, though.
we'll find somebody. Maybe we'll invite Linda. Linda, you can. Linda, you want to be on?
Special guest.
Special guest. Anybody can be a special. Hey, anybody wants to come on? All they need is just say, hey, just click on. We'll zoom you on. I mean, we have no problem with anybody coming on. No, we don't want to get rid of you, Linda, either. We would be heartbroken if you went bye-byes.
We're a
So-
personal stalker. We
Yeah,
can't go there.
we can't.
We wouldn't even try.
And Pee Wee for mascot. Yeah, Pee Wee is the mascot.
God.
Of course,
He's going
he's usually more into, but he's been, the dogs torture him.
Especially Sia. She's freaking like.
She loves him. She likes
Obsessed with
his
him.
face practically the whole way off.
He was literally just walking on the table. She's like,
Yeah, she likes him a lot. She kisses him, and it's funny. She went up to him today and was kissing him on the face, and he turned his head like this, and he picked up his paw, and then it was like he went, "Ah, heck with it," and she's licking his face, like practically licking his face the whole way off, and he just let her do it because I think he just got tired of dealing with her. So, but okay, we are going to call it a night here because our puppies, even though they look like horses now, will probably have us up at the crack of dawn.
what are they up now?
They will be a year old in December. But they're like, do you see? Well, do you see? Obviously,
Yeah, wow.
obviously, how big freaking Max is now. He's like a horse.
He's big.
He's a big boy and he still can grow. There was a golden retriever over the trick or treat thing somebody had outside.
Mhm.
Max looked exactly like that golden retriever, but without the long fur.
Because he has husky growl and like the husky tail. But he looks like a golden retriever, except for when his ears are up, and that's very rarely because he doesn't like having them up. And I saw a dog across the street when we were doing it overnight, and it was a big version of Max. It was a golden retriever.
Yeah. This dog was a golden retriever, looked just exactly like Max, except for it had the longer golden retriever hair. But in the face, the same shape of its head.
Grandmother or something wasn't a golden
There
retriever.
has to be golden retriever in his lineage.
Yeah, it's crazy because he's supposed to be Husky, German Shepherd, Rottweiler mix. And he doesn't resemble a Rottweiler at all.
Or
Not
German
a German
Shepherd.
Shepherd. but
He looks like
somehow-
a husky and a golden retriever.
yeah.
So
But somehow Sia and Zeus are from the same litter, and Zeus is clearly a freaking Rottweiler with like a little bit of husky with his
yeah,
ears.
yeah.
And
She is definitely straight
she's
German
definitely
Shepherd.
a German
Yeah.
Shepherd.
Yeah, they will be puppy shed. When we had our other dog, Kingy, when we first got him, he was 9 months old and he was big. He was big and he was just so loving and that. But he didn't calm down and really become an adult until he was like about 3 years old, 3 years old. And then you could literally see the big change in him. But Max is, he's going to be a horse. Like he's big. I bet you
He jumps on you, you're gonna fall down.
he probably weighs between 90 and 100 pounds
Especially
now.
if you're not expecting it. He jumps on you, you're gonna fall backwards. and
His
then he's gonna
paws
pounce
are
on you.
probably the size of my hand right here already. His paws, if not bigger. He's
Yeah.
a horse.
Big boy.
So, and Sia, we don't know what to think of her because she's a beautiful German Shepherd, but she loves attention. But when you give her attention, she cries. And I was told that when we went and picked her up, from the place we got her, that when she was handed to us, that they said, well, here's the brat of the bunch or the troublemaker of the bunch. So I don't know if maybe she was ignored or something. I hate to say that because I don't know these people. I don't know if she was ignored or something. And now because we give her a lot of attention,
It's
she
just
cries.
a way of like excitement. Like, because
She cries. So it
I know, but she has husky in her, so she's freaking a drama queen.
She
no
is a
matter
drama
what.
queen, that's for sure.
So I
She's-
think that it's just her way of like thanking.
yeah,
people,
she
like,
is a drama queen. Yeah, she's a drama queen. So, Ronnies do have great personalities, and you could tell. I mean, not so much our two dog, but the one that Abby and Chase got. If you look at Zeus, you can definitely see German Shepherd in him, and you can definitely see Rottweiler in him. He's like a nice, healthy mix between both of them.
Has the husky tail.
He does have the husky tail, though. I think that's, yeah.
But he resembles all three
Yeah.
of them. Like, he has the Rottweiler color and like look on his face, but also part of his face is like German Shepherd, and his ears perk up.
Yeah.
German
Now,
Shepherd.
Sia, she's the only one that looks straight her mix.
Yep.
You look at Sia and she's straight German Shepherd. There's no doubt. Absolutely. So, but we're rambling on. I want to thank you guys for being here tonight. Yeah, the Huskies are definitely, they're vocal like you would not believe. They,
Your Max is
yeah,
freaking
yeah, Max is, yeah.
Actually, he does like that weird, like, I can't do that.
Yeah, he does. He does the husky howl. It's cute. But again, usually too, before we go, I do a quote, and because it's like Halloween weekend, I'm going to do a Halloween quote. It was from Thriller. And it goes, darkness falls across the land. The midnight hour is close at hand.
What? Yeah. What is Thriller? Is it a
Michael Jackson, Thriller?
That's part of the song?
Yeah. Mhm. Did you see the new Sing It
We just heard
Thriller?
We just heard Thriller in Walmart.
They have, that's, the Sing.
Mm-hmm.
They have Sing Thriller. It's just like a little mini thing. It was all a Thriller. Yeah. So, okay. So guys, we've been saying this for a while now, and it's already like 11:30 almost. We're going to have to call it a night because people have to get to sleep. You guys are awesome as always. tune in tomorrow, Raw Side again. There will be special guests on there. Also, keep watching either between mine and Gabriella's channel here, Lurking, because we really want to say what's going on towards the end of November. It's real exciting. I can't wait. I'll just put it that way. I cannot wait. I can't believe that it's actually happening. But we'll fill you in when I can give you the go ahead that I can say it. Vincent Price reads it for the thrill. I know, I love that. Vincent Price.
So it's like at the very beginning.
Yeah, he narrates.
Telling the story.
Yeah, he narrates right at the beginning, and then it goes into the thriller song.
Okay.
So, and Gabriella did behave for once, and she had to put Dylan in line a couple times because he misbehaves, but that's Dylan for you. He might be sleeping early. I don't know. Willa! Willa! Just come on now. Hey, Willa. You know what? You would be a perfect person. We would love to have you interviewed on our show. Maybe, how about if you come, Willa, do you want to come on and be on our show live on Thursday before we go? Would you like to be a special guest live on Thursday? Because we were just getting ready to sign off. And what Gabrielle and I want to start doing is we want to have one regular show where we discuss everything. And we want to have a guest possibly on. So Willa, contact us. Let us know. We want you on our show. And if you want to be on here, we can have you even on Lurking Spirits. What time kids have trick or treat? How about we want to have on Thursday you can pick a time, whatever time would be convenient for you, as long as it's an evening. Me and Gabriella will be ready for you. Because what we'll do is if you could tell us what time you can be, we usually like being on here. We usually like doing anywhere from like, say, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, around that time. But it'll be Thursday night. We will have you on live. And that'll be on here. And also sometime in the future, then we'll also have you on Lurking Spirits if you want to be on Lurking Spirits too. We can have you on both. So just give us a time and we will set it up. We will schedule it ahead of time. We'll do a thing on Real Talk saying that you will be our next live guest. Oh no, my condolences to you. Well, take your time. Well, just let us know. You know how to you can either contact us through here, Real Talk, or you can contact us on Lurking Spirits, or you can contact even one of us privately. And we can set something up. Just let us know what date and time would be good for you. Now keep in mind, Friday nights and Saturday nights, we're usually at the jail, but we could even do a Sunday evening, if that would work better for you. But just give us the date and time, and Gabriella and I will set it up. And then
you lied to Linda.
What?
Because she was supposed to. She's so talking about her being the next.
She can be the next guest. Linda said you're next guest. She doesn't care. Linda can be on too. We can have Linda as a guest.
She put a weird little emoji guy.
Linda knows that she can be our guest anytime. All she needs to do is go on there. We'll say, "Come on, Linda." She knows that. So don't even say, I didn't lie to Linda. Linda knows. I see Linda's very, 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 she's awesome. Yeah, just let us know, Willa, anybody, any one of you, if you want to be on our show, just even when you're on, just come on. When we see you wanting to come on, we'll just
can't do that.
Well, we can invite them. Yeah, well, whatever. We can invite them. However, just let us know and you can be a guest on our show.
We have to post a link in the description for them.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what we'll do. Willa, yeah, just let us know. I appreciate that you came on, especially with all that you're dealing with. That was phenomenal that you showed up on here. Again, I'm so sorry for your loss. You take care of yourself, you help your mom out, and when you're ready, just let us know. Linda, of course, anytime Be Squared. We'll be glad to have you on. Anybody. We want to try to have maybe at least one day during the week where we can have a special guest on, and we want to have then at least one day where we're doing just our regular bullshit session like we're doing now. So, well, you don't say that, Linda. All of our guests we love all of you. There's not anybody better than anybody else. Nobody goes there, girlfriend. Nobody goes there, girlfriend. We're all equal. You can do a panel of troublemakers. You know what? That can be the next topic. Our panel of troublemakers. And we invite everybody on.
We're our own panel of troublemakers. is what we are.
We are that. Be square. So would you, Linda? All of you guys would be great guests. I know Willa hasn't been on as often lately as the rest of you. That's the only reason why I said Willa, but yeah, Willa, just let us know when it would be good for you. You do have priorities there, which we understand. So just get everything taken care of there. Just contact us. We'll get you set up. Be Squared, Linda, on our next one. If Willa can't be on there and that, guys, just jump on, what we're
I'm sure Linda and I would be the troublemakers. I'm sure you're right.
Oh, goodness gracious. Willa, you're from Pennsylvania, I believe. You get the opportunity, stop on down at the jail and say hi to us. We'd love to have you there. But, I know you're going through a lot right now, but definitely keep us in mind. So, yeah, we miss talking to you, Willow. Of course, though, it's been kind of our fault too, because we were being real regular there for a while, and then we kind of got real spurty. So we're trying to pick that back up, and we're trying to pick up lurking spirits too. So, like I said, Willa, if you can't make it to Real Talk right now and you want to be on lurking, either one's fine. We'd be glad to have you no matter what. Linda, Be Squared. We will talk to you guys soon as usual. Thank you for being great moderators. We are going to end this here because, like I said, our puppies, they were getting up at a reasonable time there for a while, and over the past couple weeks now, they're getting up with the birds, and we're going to be turning our clocks back next week, which scares us because that means that their inner clock will still be this schedule, and that means they'll be up an hour earlier than what they're getting up now, which God forbid if they do, because we don't want to have to get up that early. But
It's got to tire them out.
so, but we're going to let all you guys go. Linda, Be Squared as always. Thank you for showing up. Willa, definitely keep in touch. We will set up a time and date for you. In the meantime, you take care of yourself, take care of your mom. Give big hugs. You have that priority to take care of first, and we'll get something worked out as soon as you get back on your feet and that there with what you're going through. So, in the meantime here, we are going to say adios. Thank you for tuning in again. We love our faithful, good. So we're going to say good night. We'll catch all of you guys tomorrow night on Raw Side and probably Thursday night. So Dylan's saying bye in the back too. Bye, Dylan. Bye, Linda.
You didn't do
Bye,
a
Willa.
normal thing.
Yeah, well, and with that note, stay tuned.
And peace out.